procedure 什么意思啊？忘记了。procedure 程序。procedure
procedure
procedure a statutory or official way of doing something. procedure 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 establish or official way of doing something. procedure 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 establish your official way of doing something. Establish your official way of doing something. Procedure establish your official way of doing something. Procedure establish your official way of doing something. Procedure establish our official way of doing something. Or procedure. Finding new source or incoming for our business.
Yes, hello, Pinkus. Good morning.
Hi, Javi. Good morning too.
Yes. Okay, so I'm still struggling with my cough and cold. All
Yes,
right.
I
Okay,
also prepare coffee. Get up early for me is a little tired.
okay. All right. That's good for you. But I'm still having cough and what do you call this? Um, cough and cold.
Oh, you got a cold? Oh, I remember about 2-3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, you got a cold. So,
Yes, it's still on and off so far.
well,
Thank
be careful yourself. Take care of yourself.
you. All right. Okay, so um today's weekend, it's Sunday. So any itinerary right after this class?
Uh, Actually, uh, I, I will go to the gym. I will go to the gym to have a weight training. But
Mm-hmm.
because uh I remember I have ever told you because I want to prepare a job interview, right? And
Mm,
actually sometimes I have because you prepare Google job interview is a long term, so sometimes I found I have already lost my patience.
mm.
So next week I will go to the Taiwan University. They give some course on holiday, and
Okay. So,
this training course for me is can directly to enhance my coding skill. Like the actually they prepare the LeetCode course. Do you ever hear the LeetCode?
what's this legal
Oh
legal course?
yeah, LeetCode. LeetCode is Actually, if today you want
Mm-hmm.
to go to famous company like a Facebook, Amazon, or
Mm-hmm.
other famous company, you need to prepare legal. There are 1,000 question in this website, and many
Mm-hmm.
company like to use their question to test your data structure or
Mm-hmm.
algorithm, and
Mm-hmm.
if you don't prepare the code well, you could lose your job opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So because I found when I graduated from school for a long time, actually
Mm-hmm.
yes, I still study, but I found I couldn't focus or concentrate on study previously when I was young. So I hope I
Mm-hmm.
can come back to school to find my passion again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's a good idea. So you just have to pursue uh, what are the things that really need to enhance your skill, especially this is pertaining to your job. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Okay. So at this time, oh, we're going to continue with our lesson. Okay. Last time we talked all about um, meeting yesterday. Okay. So we're going to continue making. Are you done? Sentences, right?
I remember is yeah, we finished on page 7. Oh, but the page 7,
Vocabulary.
we this article I never pronounced the article. Maybe I could pronounce the article and you can help me to correct my pronunciation.
So we're going to go back again to which one? Article.
Reading exercise because in previous class we just answer we directly to answer a question, but we never reading this article.
Yes, we're not yet done. We're still on vocabulary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're still on vocabulary. You're making
Oh, make it sentence.
sentences.
Yeah, make it sentence.
Yes.
Yes, I've already finished. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
Okay. All right. So we're going to check on this. Starting off from the word commence.
comments.
Okay. So please read your sentence.
Okay. The review is due to commence in June, with the expert expected to report its find in October 2005.
Okay. The review is due to commence in June, with the expert expected to report its finding in October 2005. Is due to, why do you mean is due to commence?
Uh,
I cannot understand is due to commence.
oh,
There's no due. I think we'll start. So the review will commence. Okay, so it should not is due to.
okay.
So it means that the review will start, okay, in June. Okay, so only one verb here.
Yeah,
Uh, since it will be a future tense, okay, so you use will. The review will commence in June, with the experts expected to report its finding in October 2005. You get a point here? So
yeah, okay.
commence is a verb.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
actually, this sample is I copy paste from Google Translate.
Okay. So I think there must be something wrong here. Is due to will commence, because I think uh the subject here is review, and then your verb would be will commence. So will is the helping verb and the main verb is commence. Will commence. Okay,
Okay.
for example, the exam will start in June. Okay, so the review will start or commence in June. Okay,
I have a
so
question,
commence
but
and start.
I think the commence is a verb, right? But I I regard is due to is also can connect a verb.
What?
Correct?
Uh,
Is due to after is due to you can connect the verb after is due to. So I think the grammar. I okay. Maybe I can show you the original.
due to should be followed by noun. Okay,
Oh no. Oh
due
okay.
to
Yeah.
due to heavy rain. Okay, so something like this. Uh, due to heavy rain, so let's say the trees were falling down. So something like this. So can you please where is it? The one that you copied from the.
Okay. Let me show you.
Mhm.
I just captured the screenshot.
Mhm.
Actually, this the Google he gave me the sample. Could you see the picture?
Hold on. Begin or start. The review is due to commence in June with the panel expected to report the finding. Is this a dictionary or what is this? Translation.
Is a Google dictionary.
um, hold on. Okay, so now when you use due to um, due to is similar to because of.
Oh, because of yeah,
Yes. So because of comments. Okay, that's the problem here.
yeah,
Uh, for example, the one that I gave you earlier. Uh, let's say because of heavy rain. This one. So because of heavy or due to heavy rain.
yeah.
Okay. So it should be due to followed by a noun. Okay.
Oh, okay. Now,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Due to heavy rain. Okay. So the trees were falling down. Or similar to this, because of the heavy rain, the trees were falling down. So something like this. But
Oh,
it cannot be due to and then verb.
I
Okay.
know.
So for example, let's say um, due to what? And then verb.
Okay. Due
Okay.
to
So it should be due to plus noun. Due to plus uh, noun.
yeah,
Okay. So I could rarely, what do you call this, come across with due to should be followed by the verb. Okay.
I know. Okay. So
Very
previously,
good.
because okay, I know your opinion because the
Mm-hmm.
previously I the command is verb, but I use the is due to, but I think due it and as you mentioned, I couldn't use commands here because commands is a verb, so you prefer I use will to replace due to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's say it is due to example. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I know your meaning. It's easy. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
So it is due to uh what do you mean by this? Another one. Okay, so all right. So due to is because of there we go.
Hmm?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's try to stick on this because this is the also Google give me. So it's gonna be due to plus noun. Okay. So moving on to the word motion. Your sample sentence here is
Okay. These hiring managers put forward the motion to pay cut at the meeting.
these hiring managers put forward the motion. What is this to pay cut?
Uh oh oh okay. I think maybe I used the wrong word. I I mean it's like he tried to reduce our employees' salary.
Okay, so you may say put a motion to implement cost cutting measure.
Oh, cutting measure. Oh, okay.
Cost cutting measure.
Okay, cost cutting measure. Okay.
Mm, I'm sorry. So to implement a cost cutting measure. Okay.
Okay.
So normally, so if the company is not doing well financially, so they have to implement a cost cutting measure. For example, you have to limit some employees will be cut down their bonuses, their incentives, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, salaries and other travel incentives, so they have to cut down that. So then generally the principle here is cost cutting measure. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Mhm. Next one is proxy vote.
Okay, proxy vote. We have to find a proxy voter to replace Mark because he was away for personal reason.
hmm to replace Mark because he was away for personal reason. Okay. All right, that is correct. Next, adjourn.
Adjourn. We have to adjourn at the meeting because we run out of time.
hmm We have to adjourn the meeting because we ran out of time. Very good. Next,
Comment.
mm,
My management always leaves some comments to
manager.
manager. Okay. My managers always leave some comments to enhance working quality after the regular meetings.
hmm Okay. Very good. That's correct. And consensus
Consensus. As a team
means.
member, I hope to find a consensus after the meeting. Otherwise, we had to hold a vote to resolve conflicts.
Why the consensus is after the meeting? So it should be during the meeting.
Eh?
Consensus should be done during the meeting.
Why? But the during meeting is like a. I remember during is like a in the range and is like a you in the meeting. But I mean it's like after we finish our meeting, we find a general agreement or consensus to finish something.
Mm-hmm. So how could you make a consensus after the meeting? Okay, because you are not in a group already. So when you say consensus, meaning, for example,
Yeah,
um, the what do you call this? The issue here. So let's, for example, the issue would be, do you agree that the management will abolish the overtime pay? Okay, so that is the issue that you are talking about here.
yeah,
Now, since, for example, if you are, let's say, 10 attendees, okay,
yeah,
now, s- um, for example, um, let's say seven of you vote for yes, it means they agree, and some would, uh, hold on,
yeah.
just give me a moment. Let me check.
Sure, sure, sure.
Five of you say yes, and the five would say vote for no. So they have to make a consensus because this is a tie.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 of you, five for yes, and five for no. So at this time, we're looking for the majority.
Oh,
So the majority will win. For example, if only one will vote for yes six, so well the yes will be win. And if one will vote for no, so additional one is six for no. So no, we will not. We will abolish. Okay, because they disagree with this, something like that. So this is, we call it consensus. So you just have to vote. If if the majority or 1%, so it's gonna be it will be approved. So for example, if this one, uh, let's say majority vote six for no, so
yeah,
no will win.
yeah,
Okay, so meaning they don't agree, okay, to abolish the overtime pay.
yeah,
So well, the management will not pursue this. So the management will still pay an overtime for all employees because based on the result of this win. So they don't. Most of the employees don't like to abolish. Okay, so this is, we call it a consensus.
I know. So I think it's like the consensus. Maybe if we have to find the consensus. So sometimes maybe there are conflicts during the meeting. So we have to resolve the
During
situation
the meeting.
during the
Yeah.
meeting, not after meeting, because the situation is happen during the meeting, not after the meeting.
Correct.
Yes,
That's
I
why I
got.
asked you why before. Why after? It should be during.
Yeah, I catch your point. Thanks.
Okay, so there's no sense because you're leaving the conference room or the meeting room and then you go back to your post now. So how could you find a consensus after the meeting. So it should be during when you are there
Yeah,
gathering
because
together.
every meeting, all the decision, all comment have already vision.
Mhm. That's right. So that's the logic I can sense here.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Okay. So you get a point here.
yeah, I got it.
Okay. Uh, JAM, I think, yeah, general annual meeting. So you get the correct here because it is already uh, stated here.
Yeah,
So we'll be discussing the steer's profit at the GM every February. Okay, very good. That's correct. So this is what we call it, the general annual meeting or general meeting. So general meeting, it happens seldom only because this is a gathering of all the employees. Okay, sometimes it happen annually, so once a year only. All
yeah,
right. Some would also be twice a year. Okay, something like this. All right, so moving on to part three. This is what you are talking about earlier.
yeah.
Okay, so we haven't started it yet, but I think last meeting uh, we actually jumped to what I call this. Why we jump? Because I thought it was already done, but it's not yet
Yeah,
because of your notes.
but I think I okay. We have already talked about this topic, but
Mhm.
I think we just need to finish the exercise reading. Just maybe
Mhm.
I pronounce it and
Yeah,
you correct my pronunciation. Yeah.
sure. Okay, so I just want you to start reading the uh, article. Let's stop wasting time and get on with it.
Okay. Do you know you can download a calculator from the internet to calculate the cost of your meeting? All you need to do is type in the number of attendees at the meeting and their average hourly wage and start the clock. As the second tick away and you see how much those seconds are costing your company, you will start to appreciate what a terrible waste of time and money most meetings are. So what can you do? Firstly, make sure everyone arrives on time. No excuse if five people at a meeting are sitting around waiting for a sixth person to turn up. Just thinking how much money you are throwing away. Secondly, get most of work done before the meeting. Last meeting, setting round details agendas with clear instruction for all participants. Tell them what they need to do to prepare for the meeting. Again, accept no excuse if someone fails to prepare properly. That means the meeting itself can focus on problem solving and decision making rather than wasting time explaining the problem that needs to be solved or the decision that needs to be made. Thirdly, stick to the agenda. Don't let anyone hijack the meeting by chatting about something irrelevant. If they want to talk about those things, let them call their own meetings. Don't let them take over yours. Fourthly, set a time limit and stick to it. There's nothing worse than a meeting that goes round and round in circles with no decision ever being finalized on time. Eh? Wait, maybe, oh wait, I'm on the word. A time limit can be a great way to focus everyone's minds on the purpose and of the meetings and the needs to achieve something constant, concreted, and then to go back to work and start implement the decisions. Of course, small talk has its place, but let's play is not in a meeting.
Thank you so much. So we're going to have a pronunciation drill. So please follow after me.
Okay,
The word, there are two pronunciation for this word. British and American accent. So it should be internet.
Oh, sorry. Intern. Yes, it's internet. Internet.
Uh, internet. But another way of saying it, you have to omit the T. Okay. It should be internet.
Oh, internet.
Internet.
Oh,
So, but
yeah.
both are acceptable. Okay.
Okay.
Like for example, international.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but we could also use as international. So you need to omit the T.
Okay. Actually,
Okay.
I prefer T.
Okay, so
Inter.
internet.
Internet. Internet.
Okay. Next one is calculate. Calculate.
Calculate.
Good.
Calculate.
Okay. Earlier you said average, but you don't have to have like ja. So this is we call it a tail sound. So you just have to omit the tail sound. So you say average.
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 J. No G. So average.
Oh, average. Average.
Yes. So no G. Okay, so we call it tail sound. So there's no tail sound here. So I think Korean they have this kind of tail sound. Okay, a lot of tail sound at the end. So no need for that. So average wage. Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Average. Wage.
hmm Next, appreciate.
Oh,
Appreciate.
ap- appreciate. Appreciate.
Good. Next, you said thinking, but it should be think. Think.
Think. Think.
So th fa think.
But think.
hmm
Think.
Yeah, think. Next, participants. Participants.
Participants.
Pants.
Participant.
Pants.
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 Okay, so participants.
Participants.
Good. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. So you have to pronounce the V. Vent. Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
V. Van.
The.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Okay, so V sound. Next one, purpose. Purpose.
Purpose. Purpose.
Okay, good. Concrete. Concrete.
Concrete. Concrete.
Concrete.
Oh, concrete. Concrete.
Oh, good. Perfect. Okay, so these are few mispronounced words, so it's gonna be manageable. Okay, no problem. Okay, so if you're able to enunciate it, so you're able to get it because I don't have any problem with your uh, there's no speech defect. Okay, so you can pronounce word. There are some mispronounced because I think you're in a hurry, you're not able to enunciate well. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Okay, so we talk about one, two, three, and tell me the terrible. I think we uh talk about the word loquacious, very talkative because your boss always mention his or her personal uh,
Personal story.
stories about personal perspective. Okay, so we're gonna move on to notable useful phrases. Okay, now take note on this because you're going to use the following expressions or these phrases in part 5 because we are gonna have a practicum. Okay, so it will help you out on how you're going to uh, uh, during the what do you call this during the conversation. So the phrases are categorized as the following: opening, welcoming and introducing, stating the principal objectives, giving apologies for someone who is absent, reading the minutes, okay, and so on. Okay, let's get started with opening. How are we going to open? Can you please start it?
Okay. Wait a minute. Which page?
Mm. We are now right after part 5, notable useful phrases below.
Part five.
I'm sorry, part four.
Yeah, because I think part five is
Practical.
practical. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, thanks. Okay, okay. The first sentence is opening.
Mm-hmm.
When opening, we can say good morning, afternoon, everyone. If we are all here, let's get started or start the meeting. And
Okay, that's good.
okay,
So this is how you're going to open. If now, um,
yeah,
you put yourself that you are the chairman of the meeting. So at this point, I think you are the chairman.
yeah.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. So you have to open. Normally, the chairman will open the meeting, right?
Hmm.
He or she will be the one to facilitate the meeting. Okay, so this is how we're going to open it. But if you have a unique opening, okay, you can do that. Okay, you just simply greet. Next one, welcoming and introducing. So can you please get to be familiarized with the following phrases?
Okay. Wait a minute. Before we continue, I want to know the word facility. Will you mind to type the word for me? Facility.
Okay, where are we now? Facilitate. Give me a moment. I'm going to write it here in the opening.
Okay.
Hold
Oh, okay. Because I seldom use the word. Okay, I got it. Thanks.
on. Okay, so but do you know the meaning of facilitate?
Oh yeah, I think it's like the promoter make something easier or easier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so to facilitate, okay, to make it easier to help bring about the what do you call this? The topic. So give me a moment. Mm, my cursor is not moving. Just hold on for a moment. I cannot change.
Okay, okay, that's okay.
Okay, so the one of the role of the chairman is going to facilitate. I'm sorry, no, facilitate. It should be T here. Give me a moment. To make something possible easier. Okay, so that's the role of the chairman to facilitate. If there are some conflict, so the chairman will facilitate on this, on how we're going to resolve, okay, conflict within the members, so something like,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Next, welcoming and introducing.
Okay. Welcoming and introducing. Please join me in welcoming Javi.
Mhm.
We are pleased to welcome Javi. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Javi. It's a pleasure to welcome Javi. I'd like to introduce Javi.
Okay. Now, please enunciate the word please, not blessed. So,
Oh,
pleased,
okay. Please,
pleased.
pleased,
Okay, so with T at the end, pleased.
pleased,
So we're pleased. Okay, next one is pleasure,
pleasure,
pleasure.
pleasure.
Okay, good. All right. This one is introduce, introduce.
Introduce,
Sometimes
introduce. Yeah,
they pronounce as juice, but it's a deuce. Introduce.
introduce.
Okay. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Pincus from the uh, finance department. So something like this. I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today. I would like to introduce our HR manager. So something like, and then Mr. Blah blah blah. Okay,
Oh yeah, I
it's very
forgot to
easy.
add the Mr. prefix.
So it's up to you which of the expression you would like to use. We are pleased to welcome, or I'd like to extend warm welcome, or a pleasure to welcome. Okay, there are many
Okay.
choices there.
Okay.
Next, you have to state the principal objective. So before you proceed to any presentation or maybe the meeting, you have to state the objective. So why we are here, what are we gonna do? So you just have to state that. So here are the following. Can you please read?
Okay. We are here today to blah blah blah. I'd like to make sure that we and our main aim today is to. I will call. I will call this meeting in order to. Uh,
Okay. So this time I just want you to pick one and complete the sentence.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
please write it down. Continue writing
Okay.
and complete it.
Okay. I choose the fourth sentence. I will call the meeting in order to. Uh, okay. A statement. A statement. Okay. I finish it.
All right. I've called this meeting in order to define employees' performance guideline. What do you mean to define employees' performance guideline?
Oh, okay. Maybe I think late define some rule to sometimes we need to give every employee's score, right? But maybe we have to define the rule to uh to get the score. Like maybe his working quality is 20%, and his team worker is 50%, like this.
Mm. Okay. All right. There we go. That is correct. Okay, so you could also use define means to explain, or another one is to implement. Okay, so something like this. So there are words there to implement, to impose. Okay. All right. Next one, giving apologies for someone who is absent. So, as the chairman, of course, you know exactly the attendance of your team members. But if one of your team members will not be able to attend the meeting, so that's the time that you're going to let the attendants know what happened to Mr. Blah blah blah. Okay, so can you please read this one?
Okay. I'm afraid Mr. Javi can't be with us today. He is in blah 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 blah. Unfortunately, Mr. Pincus will not be with us today because he blah 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 blah. I have received
Apologies.
apologies, sorry. I have received apologies from absence from Mr. Pincus, who is in Japan.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So just like to emphasize, apology is a noun.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
So apology or apology. So we could make it plural if it's a lot of apologies. So apologies. Now apologize. This is a verb. Okay.
yeah.
To apologize. You don't say to apology because to should be followed by verb. Okay. To
Okay,
apologize. So I would like to apologize. Okay, so it's gonna be used verb. Now, when you use apology, so I would like to ask an apology. okay, for all of you. So something like this. Okay, that's the uses. Okay, so yeah, it's very easy because of, she got sick, she's on a business trip, so these are the reasons. Okay.
Okay.
Next, reading the minute notes of the last meeting. So last meeting, I think, you have also to make a summary of what had happened or what had transpired last meeting. Okay, so you have to give a brief review of the last meeting so that the team members would probably recall what had happened during the last meeting. Okay, so these are the phrase that you're going to use.
Yeah.
Please read it.
Okay. To begin with, I'd like to quickly go through the meetings of our last meeting. Firstly, let's go over the report from the last meeting, which was held on.
Held, which
Oh,
was held.
oh, held.
Held is a past tense. Hold is present tense.
Okay, held on. Thanks. Held on. Yeah. Here are the meetings from our last meeting, which was on. Blah, blah, blah.
Here are the minutes, not here the meeting.
Oh, minions. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the minions from our last meeting, which was on February 2.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Okay, so you just have to state briefly what happened. So let's say, for example, to begin with, so I'd like to quickly go through the minutes of our last meeting. Okay, so first we let's go over the report from the last meeting. Blah 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 blah. So something like this. Only a highlight. Okay, so these are the steps on how you're going to conduct a meeting. Okay, here are some additional phrases as well that you need to be mindful of. Okay, so when I say make a start without them, what does it mean?
Okay. Mm, it's like maybe your partner is not here, but you also have to start your meeting.
Mm-hmm, that's correct. We have a lot to we have a lot to get through.
Okay, many things have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. See where we are.
Assess our position or progress.
Assess. Assess.
Okay, assess,
Okay,
assess.
not assess. Okay, so assess. The stress is in the second syllable, so assess.
Okay, assess,
Good.
assess.
Okay. So see where we are. So meaning you have to assess or evaluate our position or the progress of the project. So meaning, so where are we at the moment with our project? Okay. How many percent we have already finished or not finished? 50-50. So this is see where we are, okay, in our project.
Yeah.
Next, work out what we still need to do.
Okay. Uh,
Meaning,
is calculated or plan our next actions.
okay, so we had to work out what needs to to do. Next, tie up any remaining loose ends. So tie up any remaining loose end, meaning,
Okay. Resolve any remaining small problem.
oh, okay, so memorize this. Okay, so tie up any remaining loose end. So it will probably help you that.
Yeah, but I think I could imagine because tie up is like you try to losing and it's like something has losing and then you try to tie up it. So yes, I think it's similar to resolve any remaining small problem because you have to tie up the small problem.
Okay. Yes, so this is an expression. Okay. Next one, send round.
Send round, distributed to everybody.
Very easy. Stick to the agenda.
Stick to agenda, follow the agenda, avoid unscheduled discussions.